In the last video, we went over the Kisaki grind, which is roughly similar to the Nagahara crosspoint. In this video, we'll just call it Fundamentals 5C. Going to go over what I call the Karasu, aka the Cross Concord nib. So we've got some poor little Jinhao nibs that don't know what's going to happen to them, and that's probably for the best. Good little nibs, just sit over here, we'll talk soon. So construction is very similar to the Kisaki nib. However, you're setting the second nib portion on top of and behind. Makes sense. You end up with very similar options and situations to the other version. You can, of course, do something more of a curve. Or you can do a straight angle. One thing you want to be aware of if you're doing the angle is that point right there. If you're holding a nib, this is probably too easy of an angle, but that's going to dig on that surface. You really want to round that a little bit if you can. So that's basically what we're talking about here. I'm going to make friends with these guys in just a second, and yeah, we'll go from there. Okay, so loaded these guys into Yo-Wo feeds because in the end it doesn't really matter. And this is going to be the top one. And I'm going to shave off the bottom nub here. And since this is going to be the bottom one, if I can keep them in order, I'm going to be shaving off the top. So let's start with the top. I'm cutting corners time-wise. Check it out here. Okay. That's pretty much flat, which of course is what we want. That was pretty flat too. So let's see how well they fit. Not bad. Bottom one's a little bit off. Yeah. That's because this guy's a little bit off. And just for giggles. Now remember, like I've said, once you decide how far the point protrudes, you can figure out how much line variation you're going to get. Okay, that works. So let me load up the Fordham with cutting wheel. We'll dice this and move forward. So, hold on. So, here we are again. This is one of the ridiculously thin cutting wheels I was telling you about. I don't remember if I showed them in the previous video, but I want to show you these little marvelous razor blades right now. Woo! That's a bad angle. Oh well. Well, when life gives you radishes, you make tacos. So, see how much I can correct this so they actually work together. Okay, as they say around here, close enough for government work. Yeah, I live in the immediate Washington, D.C. suburbs, which basically means if there's a nuclear war, I die really quick. Honestly, it's comforting. Honestly, I just lied. So, what I want to do is try and set up the camera so that you can actually watch my fingers position the weld better than the last time. I don't know how well that's going to work, but let's give it a shot, and you can tell me in the comments if I managed it or not. Hold on. Okay, so here we're going to run the great experiment of whether you can see anything or not. So, got it shimmed up. I'm using titanium shim again. You can see the overlap. So, let's make some things go pop, shall we? Adjust. So I can actually see stuff. Can you still see it? Maybe. Okay. Here we go. See, that's closer to the kind of weld I want for right there. So let's just go a little bit further up. That's better. Okay. Take the shim out. It's kind of awkward because I'm used to my hands being in different positions than this. Don't you do that yet. I'm not ready. All right. There we go. Like I said, if you don't have it in exactly the right place, you're going to have problems. And I didn't, so I did. So I don't know if you can see this, but tine spread can be a problem. When you haven't got a lot of welds in, you've got a bit of a chance to salvage it. I'm going to give it a try. We'll see if it works. If not, this is a great learning opportunity. So you have to squeeze the top tine over. That's kind of okay. Yeah. It's not where I wanted the welds, idiot. Of course, I am actually the idiot here. Alright. Did that help at all? Answer, no. So, another option. Put a weld further up here. Might not work, might work. Again, great learning opportunity. Glad this is a Jinhao and not a Yowo. And you see, that actually didn't help. Which is a significant pain in the ass. But we can still use this one for grinding practice. So in the end, not a huge problem, just an annoyance. My electrode's dirty, so it's sticking. This is a great educational opportunity day. Wow, that just gets worse. It's deforming all over the place. Well, like I said, good learning experience. I can still show you stuff. It's just not as good as I'd hoped it would be. So give me a sec to put the camera back where it was, and we'll talk about grinding.